Hey, Thrive Loud fans, Lou Diamond here. You know, video continues to be such an integral part of marketing and messaging your business. And many entrepreneurs and small businesses are a bit uncertain, even confused, about how to best create and deploy videos for their websites, YouTube channels, and social media sites. If you fall into this category, I have one word for you: Animoto. Join the millions of businesses, photographers, and families who use the power of video to share what matters most to them. Whether it's marketing videos for your business, slideshow videos for photography, or even slideshow compilations of family pictures, anyone can make great videos with Animoto. If you've been a regular listener, you heard Animoto's co-founder, Jason Shao, on the program share his story and how his company is helping so many people incorporate video into their messaging. After that episode aired, we had listeners, former Thrive Loud guests, and even yours truly use Animoto to help create effective marketing videos. So head over to Animoto.com, click the Get Started button, and use the promo code THRIVELOUD to get an additional savings. That's Animoto, A-N-I-M-O-T-O. Make great videos easily.
Today on Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond.
I like to try to take care of myself. I love to have a day, in a spa, to do some shopping and things like that.
Awesome.
It makes me feel good. I love to take care of my home, to decorate my home. It's my sanctuary. And where I feel kind of, Zen approach. I love that.
It's time to take an inside look at those that are taking their lives, their businesses, and their passions to the next level. Get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond, connecting you to the most inspiring and amazing people that are thriving each and every day. I'm your host, Lou Diamond. Today on Thrive Loud, we have a sought-after speaker at health and wellness conferences worldwide, where she has educated thousands of people about the importance of detoxification as a defense against harmful toxins that can cause serious diseases and infections. She is the founder and president of Natural Source International Ltd., a company that brings together science and nature to create innovative, natural, organic health and beauty products. These well-known products are now used all around the world. She is also the author of her new book, Winning the War on Cancer, The Epic Journey Towards a Natural Cure. And this amazing individual is here with us today. Thrive Loud fans, I bring you Sylvie Beljanski. Sylvie, how are you today?
Great. Thank you for having me, Lou.
It is truly my pleasure. I have had the amazing fortune of not only having dinner with Sylvie, with one of our former Thrive Loud guests, Gene Stafford's networking dinners, which is always a lot of fun. I have also spent a day with her in improv training, which was incredible. And I got to chat and learn more about what Sylvie is about. And Thrive Loud fans, you are going to be not only inspired, but probably moved into really understanding some of the larger issues at hand as it relates to combating cancer and the epic journey that Sylvie is on. So Sylvie, because coming from me, it's just going to be boring. It's going to be much interesting and much more enticing with your lovely accent for you to share with our Thrive Loud fans a little bit more about your journey and everything that you're about, and I will interject accordingly. That sound good?
Sure. Well, nothing prepared me to what I am doing today. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. And I never anticipated to get involved with cancer. I'm not even a cancer survivor. So one could think, I have nothing to do with cancer. What happened is that I grew up in a family of scientists. My father was a biologist in molecular biology at the Pasteur Institute in Paris. And he was one of the first scientists to look at how cancer evolves, how it starts first. And he had the idea that cancer doesn't start just by a mutation like that randomly. Something triggers that mutation if there is a mutation. And cancer can even happen without any mutation.
Right.
It comes from the environment.
Gotcha.
Then, he had this idea, he was able to verify it, confirm, because everything, in science is about confirmation. So he was able to confirm that indeed there is a lot of environmental toxins that can induce cancer. And because of that, he is now very often considered as the father of environmental toxins.
Now, I'm just going to jump
in.
If I'm correct, if he worked with a Nobel laureate, right? Ochoa, I believe, right? That's where his research.
Yes. Yeah. He worked for 2 years in New York with the Nobel Prize Severo Ochoa, yes, on the duplication of DNA and the role of RNA. So that led also to a lot of, high-level understanding on how cells replicate, and really gave him a jump start for this research on cancer, and very original, very different from what everybody else was thinking of back in the 80s. Back in the 70s, 80s, everybody was thinking that cancer could only result from a mutation. Nobody was looking at the environment. And his very original way to rethink cancer, the paradigm of cancer, led him to discover a number of botanicals which are able to do exactly the opposite of carcinogens. He found natural molecules which are able to prevent the duplication of cancer cells. And they work at the level of the DNA. That means that it doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman. It doesn't matter where in the body the cancer is located. It's going to work at the level of the DNA, recognize where there is a change at the level of the DNA, and prevent that to duplicate and grow.
Okay, so now I'm going to jump in here because, by the way, this is excellent background, and thank you for sharing it. And I do recognize that many people have believed that there are natural ways to fight cancer cells. But there's also the challenge of everything that's going wrong with the environment, right? Lots of things that are making everything bad. I guess the question to you is, how can you continue to protect the environment and tap into this supply of natural sources that can help while dealing with an environment, as you say very much, that is deteriorating and causing the cancer? How is that effort? What's behind all of that effort is really what I wanted to know.
It is a race. It is a race. Indeed, one of the plant extract is coming from the Amazon rainforest. The other one is coming from Africa. And there is a fear that there will be not, as of today, there is not enough plant extract to help everybody. Just not enough. And there is also a fear that the little that there is and is available today will dry out, and that there will be no more of those plant extracts. Absolutely. So that's really important to use them in a way, collect them, harvest them in a way which is very respectful of nature and in a very sustainable way. Thankfully, Paupera, for example, doesn't have to be destroyed. The tree doesn't have to be destroyed. It can the bark of the tree can be collected if done, in a regular way, and without cutting the tree can be saved. So we can collect on a very sustainable way, and that's the way, of course, I work.
Okay, so now I want to ask the question to someone that was not a scientist and not a doctor, and has made this her lifelong passion, helping to really carry this important legacy of your father. Um, your skills, because I've seen you, you are charming, a great communicator, a great speaker. Talk to me about your involvement in founding National Source International and how you're able to bring all of this to light. Because I think you actually bring a skill set to the world that not being a scientist might have actually helped you.
Well, I'm a lawyer, and a French lawyer. Went to law, was raised in Paris and went to law school in Paris. And I had the opportunity, because I was born in New York at the time my father was working at the with Severo Ochoa. I have American citizenship, and I had the opportunity at the end of my law school time, of my education, to work with a New York law firm. So this was, fantastic. I came here and fell in love with, of course, with New York. And I was there when I learned one day, by calling the laboratory, trying to call my family because I was kind of, in exile. I called the lab and it was ringing. Nobody was answering. It did not sound at all like my father. He was like a lab rat, always in the laboratory. So I decided to call my mom at home, and I have a voice like that. So I'm like, Mom, what happened? And the voice says, Officer Gilbert, you cannot speak to your mother. She's under arrest.
Oh, my goodness.
So I said, immediately, without thinking, I said, I'm a lawyer. I want to speak to my client. And that's how I got involved into defending first my parents. Then, as a lawyer, I got access to the legal file. And what I found was really chilling in the legal file. I found that there was an order to destroy every evidence. And I was like, evidence of what? What is this justice? I mean, justice is supposed to be about conservation of evidence for trial. This should not be about destruction of evidence. And then I learned that what they wanted to destroy was the evidence that natural medicine could do better than synthetic drugs.
So this was some ploy either by French drug companies or by the government. Who was behind the?
I could never find out. This is unwritten.
Gotcha.
Political things, stay unwritten.
So this is actually really relevant. Not only are we dealing with a battle between what's happening to the environment and trying to preserve the natural sources of things that can fight cancer, but in the business world of everything else, we're also dealing with synthetic drug pharmaceutical companies, maybe, and obviously natural source also competing for a very significant market, which is to the cancer fighting market.
Yeah, and it is really it is really a political choice that people make when they choose or not to treat themselves with a natural approach, because we with our money we make decisions. We kind of vote. If we do not spend money on things which are toxic and are bad to the environment, then those companies will dry up and disappear. So it is really up to each citizen to make the right choice for ourselves and also for the planet Earth.
Okay, so I like this. And now I want to ask the question from this, because I know you speak around the world about educating people about this importance of detoxification. Are you also speaking, I guess, about maybe the balance and this challenge between the synthetic world of pharmaceuticals and the natural sources when you speak as well?
Well, one of the problems of, synthetic molecules is that they are very often toxic. And my problem with them, that is that pharmaceutical companies are only looking at synthetic drugs because it is the only thing that they can patent and therefore the only thing on which they can have return on investment. But that doesn't mean that it is the only thing that is could help us. And we have the duty to look at what can help us. And even if it is not what is going to make pharmaceutical companies rich, so be it.
So now I'm going to jump into this. You are the founder of Natural Source International, and you provide the world with these more natural organic solutions. Talk a little bit about the health and beauty products you bring to the market so our listeners can understand what your organization is behind, so they can understand exactly how you're helping to win this war on cancer.
Well, we at Natural Source International, we have a number of products, different family brands of products. There are the Beljanski products that stem directly from my father's research, and through the Beljanski Foundation here we have been able to carry on for the past 20 years the research and get confirmation of the work of my father. Then, I had the idea that why wait to develop a cancer and try to block the duplication of the DNA? Why don't we want to try to eliminate toxins as much as we can before getting sick? Right. So I created a line of product that help promote detoxification, help drain the liver, help remove the heavy metals, and also help support the gut, the immunity, and also a line of natural vitamins, because there is a huge difference between synthetic and natural vitamins. Natural vitamins are much more bioavailable than the synthetic one. And it's really important to know about that and make the proper choice.
Sylvie, I'm imagining now today that the world is a little bit more open than what was happening to your parents back in the day when there was more of this synthetic versus organic, or whatever the issues were that their work was being questioned. It's a much larger and more competitive world today as these health and beauty products that are more natural and organic. It's in a very large industry. Can you speak with just to give a breadth of how large this side of the business has become?
Oh, the cancer is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's the war on cancer started back in the 70s when President Nixon signed a war on cancer, and then there was billions of dollars of federal money that were poured into research starting there. And nowadays what we see is like 1 out of 2 people is going to be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. And I'm like, what happened? Where did all the money go? What did they do with that? Who benefited from this research? And who will ever be accountable for the money which was spent? And there is no answer for that, there is only marches and funding for new research. New research to discover what? Because if you look always at the same thing, keep doing the same thing again and again since the 70s, we are going to always get the same results. And the American Health Organization is saying that the number of cancer is going to double by 2030 globally. So we already know, all of us, somebody who has cancer, and if this number doubles by 2030, it means that everybody will be with cancer. So the solution is not going to come from the pharmaceutical companies. We have been there now for the past 50 years. So we have to help ourselves become aware of the solutions that are available, seriously make a choice that are organic, healthy, boost our immune system, and know which plant are able to help us.
I love it. And I think it's a great message, and I think it's the right way. It's like, don't put Band-Aids on the solution. Go to the cure and figure out how to stop it from the beginning. And I think it's people like you that are recognizing that that's the right tactic and the right angle to go at. Sylvie, I have a question that I ask all the Thrive Loud guests, and I'm very curious about this one. You are speaking about this worldwide. You're educating people. You're running your own company. You've just written a new book. You are doing so many different things, and every time I see you, you have a lovely beaming smile. It always looks like you're thriving. It looks like you're thriving
Thank
each
you.
and every day.
Thank you.
Sylvie, my question to you is, we all have off days. We have days that we're not quite ourselves. So when you have trouble thriving, who or what practice do you seek to get yourself back on the thriving track?
I like to try to take care of myself. I love to have a day, in a spa, to do some shopping and things like that.
Awesome.
It makes me feel good. I love to take care of my home, to decorate my home. It's my sanctuary. And where I feel kind of, Zen approach. I love that.
And as a leader in your company, with the people that work at Natural Source International, is there that sense of, you work for an organic, healthy beauty product company and you're running that. Is there that same type of sense of zenness around the organization? Because I always feel that whenever I get near your presence, there's a sense, an aura around that.
Thank you. Well, I try, and everybody here at Maison Beljanski is very well aware of that. What we are doing is pretty unique. I try to let everybody know that we only quality will do with everything we are doing, and we have high standard, and we just don't want to do anything less, because then why doing anything if it's not good?
I agree with that. So you've written a book, Winning the War on Cancer, The Epic Journey Towards a Natural Cure. What are you most proud of in this book?
What I'm proud, what I love is to hear back from people and hear what they liked reading the book. And it seems that I have done a good job at intertwining my personal story with the science. I wrote the book is about how I embraced the fight for my father's legacy and got involved and created the Beljanski Foundation and continued the research for the past 20 years with the quality of the new research validating the old one and carrying me to always to do more. So the book is a mix of my personal story, my emotions, how this fight changed me over the book, and I am taking the reader with me into this epic journey.
Yeah, I think, by the way, this is great, and as the listeners would be familiar with this, I know that people in their real lives who have to deal with cancer in their family, with loved ones, usually they're not doctors or scientists or experts, and they have to confront all the challenges that face it, and they almost become experts by being involved with some of these lifelong fights. And I think what's great is you grew up in a scientific research with a brilliant father, and obviously continuing his legacy with such an important message and delivering on it and helping so many people. And I think that in itself is what Thrive Loud is all about, Sylvie. is that you continue to not only carry on this legacy but take it to another level, which is what you're doing. So kudos to you, and thank you for. I have the book. I have it signed by you, and and it's great because it really is a powerful message. We will put all the links, which is a good segue, Sylvie. Where can everybody find the book? Find more about Natural Source International. This is your chance to give all the plugs, all the places that we can learn more. That sound good?
Well, the best is to come actually to visit us at Maison Beljanski. It's a special place in Manhattan on 53rd Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue. And we hold events here on a regular basis that are open to everybody who is interested in integrative medicine and wellness. That's the best way to meet with us and to understand what we are doing. Of course, there is a website, natural-source.com, for the products, and all the research that we have been, so lucky to be able to carry on through the Beljanski Foundation for the past 20 years, is on the website of beljanski.org. beljanski.org. We have been able over the past years to work with Columbia University on prostate cancer, with Kansas University Medical Center on ovarian and pancreatic cancer. We have been able to confirm the synergy with chemotherapies, which is something very important because people don't want to choose, between what the doctor is recommending and some natural approach. So all this is all those publications are available on the website of the foundation, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that people may have.
It's brilliant and great, and we will provide all of the links on the show notes. As you're saying all this, I just shake my head. I'm like, you do so much. I feel like I always, whenever I speak to people on Thrive Loud, they're doing so many great things for the world. I'm like, I got to get my act together and get more out there. But this is brilliant and great, and everyone who's behind really helping to win this war and really understand the playing field. I think that's something that you've been all about your whole life. And look, from helping to bail your parents out to extending this cause, I think this is such a great story, a great idea for obviously the book for people to read, but more notably, what Natural Source is all about. I think a lot of people know that option is there. And I think that's a powerful thing that you do, Sylvie. So thank you. And the Thrive Loud fans, thank you. So in true Thrive Loud fashion, Sylvie, we now have to ask you the signature question on the show. What is your all-time favorite movie?
It's an old movie from Visconti. And it's in Italian, the original title is Il Gattopardo, and it's known in English as The Leopard. And I think it goes back to 1960, in the 60s, and it's about the end of an era in Italy, which is the end of the 19th century, when Italy was created. So it is the beginning of the time of Garibaldi, and it is the end of a generation. So there is Burt Lancaster who is playing the lead, and when I was a teenager, I had a huge crush on Burt Lancaster. And he is playing the role of an old count. He's a count. He's from noble family, and it is the end of his life, and it is the end of the era he has known. It is the end of Italy as he knew it, and something else is going to come. But I think it really relates to the uncertainty of the times we are living nowadays, where we don't really know what is coming ahead. And this movie of Visconti was extremely done with a lot of elegance of a bygone area.
Love it. And I've put it on my list. And I remember my my grandmother and my mom had a big thing for Burt Lancaster. I think when he has a cameo appearance in Field of Dreams, where he's one of the doctors up there. He's always a good looking dude. He did well. Sylvie Beljanski, truly an honor to have you on the show. I want to wish you much success. I continue to look forward to seeing you more, and for Natural Source International, and much success on the book as well. Thank you so much for coming on Thrive Loud.
Thank you so much for having me.
Truly a pleasure, and all our Thrive Loud listeners, I know, have enjoyed this one. And to all of you out there, all the Thrive Loud fans, thank you for joining us. And until next time, keep thriving onward and upward. And remember, be brief, be bright, be gone.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with your host, Lou Diamond. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes, Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. And follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Thrive Loud. Or find us on the web at thriveloud.com.